Welcome to the Real Female Entrepreneurs. Today's guest turned real life into cinematic magic, capturing emotion, beauty, and love in a way that feels timeless and deeply personal. Look at her. She's gorgeous. She looks like a model from the 50s, very timeless and perfect. From fine art and fashion to weddings, families, and film, she blends creativity with art, crafting visuals that don't just tell stories, they linger. With multiple film projects in motion, she's proving art and entrepreneurship can be wildly romantic. Please help me welcome the amazing Lilia A'Hearn. Welcome, Lilia.
Thank you so much for having me here.
Thank you. Oh my God, you're so amazing. I cannot wait to hear the cinematics and the motion pictures and everything you have in the play. The biggest thing I want to know is, how did it all happen? How did you actually become this amazing photographer and artist that you are? Something had to happen in your life.
Yes, it did. So I started photography a while back, and I had my last baby was born about 7 months ago. And during the time of my pregnancy, I already had my photography page going on and Instagram. I had like 3,000 followers, not that much, but still enough in ratings and all that stuff. And then I woke up one morning and all of it was deleted. Somehow someone got into my stuff. I don't know exactly what happened, but I couldn't fight my stuff and I lost everything. I really felt like I got fired from my own job. So, and I mean, it was the worst timing too, because I'm like, you're emotional with all that, plus losing everything. So I took a month break, tried to hold my breath and reevaluate what I wanted to do with my career. I think I was kind of going in a stagnant state of mind. I was doing what I normally was doing, very comfortable. But after starting over, I decided to I don't know where it came, honestly, but I want to go back into modeling, thinking, I'm done with kids, I can get my body back, the mentality, like, let's go model. And so I submitted my form. Someone really liked it, gave me some advice, but they said, well, because you are under 5'7", so I'm 5'2.5", if anybody wants to know, they're like, you can never really do runway model, but print model, or you should go into acting. And I'm like, well, I've done acting in the past, and I can probably rekindle that and start over. And so I started connecting with people, and all of a sudden, it just took me where I am right now.
Oh,
So,
wow.
It's a big story, but...
So are you doing more acting right now? What are you doing more of right now?
Well, right now it is a balance. So I'm actively a photographer. That is like my main area. And so I'm simultaneously acting and producing films. So I'm doing both at the same time, plus snippets of modeling in there for branding. Plus, wow. I also am a talent manager for my kids who are also entering. They already did one film, but they're in the modeling and acting too.
Okay, that is totally cool. Okay, that's all.
It's fun. Yeah.
That is really cool. So are you taking on any clients at all besides photographers? Are you taking on any clients in the film industry or anything like that?
Well, yes. Well, so what I do is I like to, some people call it, and I might say it wrong, but 3 birds with 1 stone, or 4 birds with 1 stone. So when I am being a photographer, I also integrate influencers. So and do like a commercial. So I'm basically promoting my photography, but I'm also making money out of my the clients and promoting it to future clients, so they can see like if you want to have the experience of being like a model or like a love yourself session, not really boudoir, but more like in the fashion / entrepreneur businesswoman. I can offer that. So it's really a cross of branding with photography / commercial, and then you're using production work there. So mostly the clients that I'm seeking is in the air photography, but I do cast myself, and I also have someone else that helps me cast for my individual short films. And then right now we're in the process of working on a feature film, but we can talk more about that. But those are the 2 areas where I normally have clients. Yeah.
It sounds like you've just intertwined everything perfectly.
Yes. Yeah. So when I'm not doing something, I'm doing something else, but I'm always doing something. Always busy. Yeah.
Always. How do you balance your family with that? Because you have a 7-month-old and how many other ones?
Well, I have 3 kids total, so 2 boys, which are the hardest, and I heard that they're the best when they get older, and the girls are the ones that get a little crazy. I don't know, but the girl, my baby, she's like so quiet. I honestly sometimes I forget. I'm like, so who's this child? Because I'm like, I don't remember being pregnant. All I see is this little baby walking, or running around, not running around, but in her little stroller. But so I have a schedule. I mean, it doesn't really work that well, but I also do homeschooling, so we want to make sure that we wake up, do classes, have breakfast, and then I have like 2 or 3 hours to myself and keeping an eye on them, do some free playing, and then they do some, watch cartoons or whatever. And then my husband does the other part, where he does the other part of homeschooling. And mostly the weekends is where I do most of my photography, and then during the day is where about 2 or 3 hours, sometimes where I am, where I'm talking to different, people, especially with crew and other producers, to like balance things out, like different projects. I do have different projects that are running simultaneously too. So I'm trying to get overwhelmed, but you have to be super organized. And I do have a background in business management, so I have coordinated different projects. So it's basically project management within different categories of what I do.
Well, I love how you intertwined all that again with balance. Like, we have time schedules, but then I work around that, and I wake up at 4 a.m. sometimes to make it all happen.
It is a lifestyle, yes.
Definitely. So, I mean, it's a choice. Do I want to go be a business manager for somebody, or do I want to manage my own business and be the entrepreneur that I'm called to do, right?
I think I have so much passion with what I do. Even when I did work for a company, on the side I was hustling with my own stuff, and so and so it's like I have more passion when it has to, like, when my name's on it. Just because I'm like, it's not just for food on the table, but it's really my passion and my vocation. So it's a part of me that just doesn't die off. Like, if I stop being a photographer, I'm still going to be creating in a different way. My original part is I'm an artist, so I started with drawing and sketching and sculpturing. So, like, that's my art background, and of course my business background, and I put them together and it created, entertainment. So, and that's what fine art is in the area of photography. It's photography with art, so you create fine art.
Yeah. So, learning what you've learned so far in business and what you've done, what would you go back and tell your 18-year-old self?
I would say to grab my camera sooner and start taking more pictures and showing it. Like, back then, there was not, we just started, I think, Instagram. No, that was a little later. I'm a little older than that. But Facebook, what was it? It was MySpace. MySpace. I'm from the MySpace era. I would have shown more of my work there because I was one of the first social media that was really big. So I would have done that. I'd showcase more of my work instead of just kind of like, I did do fairs and I did, first prize or second prize and competitions, but it was more local than I would say global. Yeah.
So, you would actually pick up that camera sooner
I would
showcase it more on social media. So, because you're saying that, or do you actually showcase all your stuff now currently on social media?
Yes, I do. And I started to pick up my art. I stopped doing it. Well, it's been like 6 years since I've done anything in terms of painting. And then a few weeks ago, I started painting again. And now I have two pictures and 2 art pieces in a business. It's just like a salon for a gallery. So it rotates. And then I'll be participating in February in a different gallery that's going to be like more within my community in the Kitsap County. So I'm definitely going to be doing more of that.
Yeah, bringing out the artistic vibe in you 100%.
Yeah.
So, what do you think a game changer has been in your business to get yourself out there and known more that maybe you didn't think was going to work, but it did?
Yeah, well, my personality, believe it or not, I'm actually an introvert. I'm an introvert extrovert, but more on the introvert part. But also because of my people skills / business background, after having the baby, there was like something probably that changed in my brain. I think creativity exploded, where a lot of confidence just came out of nowhere, and I just like put myself out there. Like, I don't take things personal because I think more of a business way. People don't like something not because they don't know me. They don't like me because how do you not like me if you don't know me? But they might not like my work at that moment. So I think what have helped and exploded in the area of art and creativity has been collaborating with a lot of other artists in different facets of entertainment, especially with mixing the business with storytelling, either in stills or in cinematic motion pictures, has really just opened a door to a lot of like-minded people like me. And I honestly did not know they existed. I thought, there's a few. I'm like, if you go back in time in high school, I would be like one of the little little nerds that were getting in a drama acting class. But I'm like, I think we're the cool guys now. I can, so that's kind of how I feel like it helped. Just connecting with those people. who are my people.
I was the dancer, so I totally get it.
Yeah.
I was a little nerdy, so I would stay in the library so I could study in the library and then go so I could be able to dance in the evening. So, yeah. Yeah. And you did the same
field
thing.
trips so I can do my class so I didn't fail classes.
Yeah, so you did the same thing. You said you were in the library too, and then you would go so you can drama class and so on.
Yeah. And also raised with brothers, I didn't really care much about the popularity or looking pretty or wearing heels or knit. In fact, I had to go into a pageant in college just so I can get into that femininity power, like feeling the confidence and being comfortable with your body. A lot of times, late bloomers, which is what it was, all of a sudden I'm like, wait, I look, people are looking at me. Why are they looking at me? / introvert. So that also helped open the other area where I was like, oh, I can also, use beauty and art. And so it's again, different doors that kind of all come together like a puzzle.
So let's take a back step because I like the fact you brought up late bloomers.
Oh, yes.
A lot of entrepreneurs are late bloomers.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah, you think about it because we have to go through so much in the beginning of our life and understand things, and we follow the pattern of what people say, go get a job, or whatever. And so it takes a minute for us to say, wait, I could be doing this on my own, or I'm really good at this, let me give this a try. So yeah, so I find a lot of us are late bloomers, and it's okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's definitely okay. And I feel like at the end of the day, nobody's gonna know unless you say it. You could have been this person for so many years. So it doesn't really matter. But yeah.
And in today's world, people really don't know how old anybody is unless we mention it or say it.
Yeah. We're saying the 30s are the new 20s and the 40s are the 30s. So let's just go back. I'm young again. Yay.
Yeah, I say the 60s are the new 30s, me.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Let's talk about no filter confessions.
Okay.
Thinking about how long you've been an entrepreneur and how many times you've worked with other entrepreneurs, all right? What is a myth you wish they would kick to the curb?
Waiting for the perfect time. There's no such thing. Yeah. Either you do it or you don't. And nobody's going to know if you don't do it.
That's right. Take that first step, jump in, dive in, do what has to happen. I get it.
Mhm.
All right. Let's talk about, we talked about life as a balance. We talked about your children a little bit. How do you really balance them all? Like, I know you wake up in the morning early. I know you do homeschool. I know you guys do that. Is there a tribe that you have as well? Do you have family members that assist or anything? Wow.
No, I mean I do have my parents, but they're also entrepreneurs. They're also busy, and my brothers they're also they all they have their family. So we're pretty much lucky to ourselves. It's just between my husband and I. Occasionally my mom would babysit, but sometimes there's areas where we do neglect, such as like date nights. We have to make sure we keep that romance part, personal time. I call it the Lilia time or the cave time, where I just like grab all the energy again in the quiet because of the introvert part. And then if I stay by myself in a room or in the house for a few days or even a week, I will explode of so much creativity that I have to go out there, and then I come across as very intense. But that's because I don't have a balance sometimes. So then I have to put that energy somewhere else, and that's why I do all these things to keep myself sane. But yeah, there are times, there are days that are very difficult to manage, and sometimes I do feel, and there's been maybe one or twice where we had called a nanny or someone to watch the kids literally while I'm upstairs working, even though I don't go out because I basically stay home mom, but more work from home kind of thing. And then the weekends are when I do events or networking with in the area of acting and producing. Showtime. You put on the heels and makeup and get those business cards and can connect and come home and go back in your sweatpants. So that's kind of how that goes.
Yeah, thanks for being so honest and transparent with that because, those are things that we sometimes put aside, date nights, actually communicating and actually spending time because we get so engrossed into what we're doing, especially if we're communicating or we just love what we do. We get like blinders on, like there's no tomorrow. I know I do. And
Yeah.
thanks for admitting that. And thanks for the sweatpants.
Oh, you're welcome.
I'm from the South, so I'm usually in shorts.
Oh, you're in shorts. Yeah. I'm in Washington, so it's always cold. Like if you go to the ocean, you're gonna be in sweatpants, not in a swimsuit.
All right. So let's talk about some advice for women who are standing on the edge. They're like, oh my God, I can't go one more minute. I am ready to throw in the towel. What would be some advice you'd give them?
Well, that was where I was when I was pregnant, and I lost basically my business. I would say, in that moment, what I did, and again, it works with different people, different temperaments and personalities. But I mean, at the end of the day, we're all the same in some way. How much do you want it? How much do you want how much of energy and power are you going to put into something that you really want to do that will help you be happy? Now, it is not your source of happiness, but it's a very strong part that gives you a purpose of what you do. Besides being a mom, or if you're not a mom, you find joy in different areas, but also, again, I go back with a balancing, not to make like my photography my idol. Like that's a big part of me, but it's not me. If something goes wrong, I don't lose myself, and I think that helped with me. It's like even though I lost a lot of stuff that I really love doing, I didn't lose my talents. I didn't lose my pencils, my hands. I still have the talent. It's just the way where I communicated with people, a big part. So I would tell them, evaluate what you want, envision, and do it. And don't wait for people to tell you yes or no. Just go. Like an artist is never going to tell you, hey, does this look good? Because everybody's going to have a different opinion. It's no longer going to be your work. So that's what I would say.
Oh my God. I love that. Don't wait for that permission slip. That is like one of my go-to things.
Yeah. You're your own boss.
Definitely. So we spoke about the art galleries that you're getting into. Can you give us a sneak peek beyond that? I know we have some motion films and stuff. What can you tell us about?
Regarding film or artwork?
Anything you want. I'd like a sneak peek into your world because it's going to be fun.
Oh, yes, I am. I'm like holding back, to be honest. I'm not going to though. All right, well, I'll go into four different areas. So modeling, I have a photo session that's coming up where it's going to be a fine art, timeless in the 1950s. I got the dress and I have someone who's going to be, photographing that, and we'll submit it to a magazine. So that's going to be amazing. And I think it'll be also filmed. So it's, like a little bit of a commercial behind the scene look. And then in the area of photography, I have this really, really big session where I team up with two photographers who rented a really big makeup artist, and we have a lot of pageant queens and a supermodel who and a videographer. So they're getting makeup. I'm taking their pictures, submitting them to a magazine individual and also as a group. And then we're turning it into a commercial that will be promoting my photography, but also be like promoting their work as well as what they do because they're public figures and influencers. And then of course getting an article out locally. Like Lilia Creativity's work, and we team up, collaborated, and kind of make it bigger. And potentially also we have two designers who are going to be dressing them up. So now we have also, so it's a major collaborate work. Hoping to see we can get into I forgot it. I think there's a section in Fox 13 where a lot of times different artists or people, local businesses, they get featured and they show like what they do, so different more publicity. So that's a really big one that's coming up for photography. And for let's see, so modeling, photography, we talked about the art where I guess I'll go more into detail with art. So in a few months, or maybe less than a year from now till then, I'll be working in painting a piece that has to do with the theme of pirates, because there's going to be, and I'm really bad with names, but the guy from the Pirates of the Caribbean, is the one with the eye rattling, and the other guy, the tall dude, I forgot his name. Anyways, one of the celebrities is going to be there, and anyway, so which I actually did a runway shoot with, or fashion show with him before. So I'll be showcasing my work among other artists. So that's going to be more public and bigger. And then the last one, not last one, my last two, producing, and then I'll go into acting. With producing, I have a movie called Capture Hearts that is being already in the editing or post production. And then we're going to be filming another movie called Mom Switch on January 31st. And that one it's a short film, but it's a thriller. It's crazy fun. What I do is I love doing it because of the artist part. When I do films, I'm like, I have to be the one who makes what is it called? The poster. So I design the posters. And I love to cast when it's very short because the cast has to kind of like, they have to be how I envision them in my mind. It's not like who can act better. It's more like, sure, they have to have the experience, but who can like really have the look and like the feel to it. Like, like you can sense that connection. So, and then right now I'm currently working and editing a short film that I did with my kids. It's called Big Print. If you're Washington, you have to do a movie about Bigfoot. It's the Yeti kind of thing. So it's taking place in 1950s, black and white. It's very short, but that's a very fun one when that's getting edited. And then the other part is I'm actually going to be on a call after this with my director where we're going to be getting together so we can prepare our feature film for a trailer that we're going to be doing and a music video that will help promote the big feature so we can take off. So this is a big manful. There's a lot. And my last one, as an actress, I am in 7 feature films. So yeah, I can't tell too much because some of them are more private. But in fact, tomorrow I'm gonna be as an extra in a short. It's actually a feature film. And it's about a Christmas. I'm not sure, but I'm like, it's gonna get some credits, so that's great. And wherever I can get credits. But yeah, there's a lot of things going on, and I'm just excited, one step at a time. But it all takes a lot of work to get these people and these connections to do.
It is. And you do casting too for other people.
Yes. Yeah,
Wow.
so when they ask me, anything that I can do from home, I'll do it. Of course, I do have boundaries. That's something that I have learned is creating boundaries of what can you, even though I'm capable and I can do it, I still have to have time for myself because if I lose my sense of self, I also lose taking care of my kids and I don't perform well in my other areas where I'm working.
Yeah. Wow. I love how everything intertwines in what you do. Most people have trouble making that happen, but you don't.
Yeah. I guess I'll wait for your other questions, but I do have other things to mention. But that's okay.
No, tell me now.
Can I go? Okay.
Bring it on.
Sure. Okay. So my goal really is my main focus is more it's to be in acting, but there's always going to be a part of me that's going to be producing, just because it's so much time and of course finding an executive producer is a big part of a production. We don't have problems really with crew. I do have a team that I can always go to get crew and actors. But the part of and marketing is something that I knew naturally as well as other people that I work with. Branding and publicity. So those are big parts. I think a lot of times in short films or indie films, there are a lot of people that they're artists but are not business minded people, and I think that there's some areas that I think that's why I've been able to be a little bit more successful, like right at the very beginning. Not saying like, oh, look at me, but I'm willing to share that and be able to kind of like come on board also as a business person to help out other people who have amazing creativity but can't get it out. Because there's other areas that I struggle too with that I need help. So again, it's a teamwork. But my main focus is going to be either do one feature film once a year, or again connecting my photography with production is where I'm going to focus. Besides doing weddings and family pictures, is branding photography, where I will be offering businesses the opportunity, like just taking pictures of, like, say, a restaurant of their food and their menu and headshots behind the scenes, and then also adding commercial. So, and I will be acting in it, but also like it will be filmed where they can, not just showcase it in their website or their YouTube channel or even Facebook ad, but also like submitting it actually on air. So to help mostly starting or small businesses kind of have the same capacity model of what big businesses do, but in a micro level. So that's an area that I want to kind of tap into.
Well, I think that's a necessity because you already have the gift of branding and marketing for the film and for casting and for what you do. And that is where most entrepreneurs have struggled.
Yes.
With that branding and marketing and restaurants and business owners as a whole. And you doing that and producing the commercial, oh my God, that is amazing.
Yeah, like a bridge, right? Like a connection. Yeah, I can give you the models, I can act in it. We can do all that stuff. It's just, let's do it. Just presenting it to them and having that leap of faith.
Yep. All right, fun side. Okay. Tell us something unexpected about you that most people would be surprised to hear.
Well, really, I can say that I try the 50 states in alphabetical order under a minute.
You don't have to do it, but we believe you.
I could. No, it takes a while. But yeah, I could do that. And then I could finger paint a picture of a face in under a minute while dressed in a tutu of the bumblebee with the song "The Flight of the Bumblebee" in the background, which I've done. Actually, that was my talent for Mrs. Thurston County, which I wanted that. It's just really funny. It was like, yeah, it was fun.
Well, you're so creative. I can actually see that. I love the costume idea with it.
And
And
I made that too, and the stand. Like the whole thing was like orchestrated, and nobody saw it because you're supposed to like show when you're like preparing in your group with your people, like, okay, we need to practice the walk, and we need to practice this, and like now everybody do your talent. And so when it came to me, I would not do it. Like I'm like, just wait until the day, and then I just did it. Yeah.
surprise.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do it because it was an adrenaline. It literally, I work with adrenaline and music, and just like pushes me. Oh, something new I'm gonna do is a music video. I'll be singing the Opera Maria by Franz Schubert. It's the only thing I can sing. It's an opera piece where it's gonna be like an symphonic metal. So it's gonna start very beautiful, elegant, feminine, and then I'm having an artist who is a guitar player. He'll do the metal part, and then we'll join together. In old ruins in the woods sometime this summer.
Oh my word, I can't wait to see that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you love music. So what is a go-to song that you love?
Well, that's the one I like the most. In fact, when I was younger, and well, I think I don't have the time, and I should do it more often, but I love classical music, symphonic, instrumental. Just kind of sleeping with that. A lot of the, what's it called? I cannot think of it. Chanting, Gregorian chanting. It's very healing to my mind because there's like melody. It's a form of like, it vibrates with your body, and it just, there's some areas that just kind of tunes you and calms you. It's a form of meditation. I'm Catholic Christian, but it's a form of combining prayer with music, which is Gregorian chants, really kind of getting into that zone, which I should do more often because that really does center me. And so I like that type of sounds or music that I go with.
All right, it's on my list. I have to listen to it.
Yeah. Yeah,
Right.
in fact, I had it on my Spotify, and in the end of the year, it tells you like what did you listen to the most, and that's like my 95%, which is really funny. And then it said according to what you listen, it tells you how old you are. And I'm like, oh, I'm definitely older than what I am. That was kind of cute.
That is cute. That is cute. Well, you do have that 1950s look, so I mean, you're totally got the
Thank
whole.
you. I told my mom I was born in the wrong era because my hair is just like so much hair. It was so hard. Again, my hair outgrew me. Like, you know how you're like, how we said earlier, like a late bloomer. Well, my hair was not a late bloomer. I was. It just grew into it.
It's gorgeous.
Thank you.
All right. What about a book? Do you have a book you love?
Yeah, so growing up, I read a lot of books like Anne Green, I can never say her name, Gable, Green Gable, or Pride and Prejudice, let's see, Emma, like those pioneer women or, 1800s, kind of romance. That's kind of like the category. And then when I do read like nonfiction, I tend to go more nonfiction in general, more because I like to just learn about facts or like biography of people, what's her name? I can remember I was telling you earlier, I'm like, I cannot remember the name. It's Calcutta. A lot of religious books mostly I go into, just because a lot of those people, that are not just religious, but they have impacted the world in many ways. And so I gravitate to power, and not in the sense like I want to be powerful, but more like mental powerful, like more free. So nonfiction, and then just for entertainment, like even Harry Potter. Those are just for fun. Yeah.
Really cool. All right. What about words to live by? Do you have a favorite quote? It can be your own.
Yeah. One of my favorite quotes is "Keep your eyes on me." And I got that again when I was in prayer. I'm like, just keep your eyes on God. Like that's your focus, your source, your center. And there's other little quotes that I have in my head. The other one is "What if?" It's a very short one. What if? I go by that actually. Every time I make a decision in my head, I'm like, what if I do this? What if I call this person? And I don't even hold back. I literally just press send. And then I hold my breath. I'm like, okay, if it happens, it happens. And then I gotten so many amazing results doing that. And sometimes when it doesn't happen, I'm like, well, I guess it's meant for somebody else.
That's it. What if? Just do it right then and
Let's
there.
do it. Yes.
Wow. All right. That is a nugget all in itself.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. If you had a superpower for just 24 hours, what would it be?
Flying. I love to fly. I fly in my dreams. It feels like you're in water, but without the gravity pulling you. I would love
Where
to
would you
fly.
go? Would you visit anywhere specific?
Oh, tropical islands. I will hop every single tropical place I can find. I live in Washington, and so I'm like, I need to have sunshine. That's what I would do if I would be rich. I would be living in an island. In fact, I could, but I get a little bit claustrophobic. So I don't know if I would actually live forever in that area.
Oh, wow. So, sometimes, I mean, especially when we're busy, crazy busy, we actually lose some motivation. What do you
Yes.
do to get back motivated?
Oh, this will sound cheesy, and I'm probably a lot of moms who say that. I see my children, and I'm like, I must do for the children. I must be the pillar. So I'm like, you guys, when if you become successful in this area or this area, I'm like, I don't want you to live by your mom. I mean, I want to be like a step for you, but do your own legacy. Like, don't go under my own. Like, don't, because I am me, and you are you. You have your own destiny. But it would be my kids. And also just to be known, so when I die, see, I'm not even like, I feel like that's almost like when someone's older, like really older. Like I want to at least set like my name there so they remember like some of the things that I did, so I don't really die. Like we kind of be immortal or a legacy or an icon. You know, not for the sense of pride. I mean, not in a bad way, but more for like these are the things I did. Don't forget they're cool. Do it.
And the ages of your children, we have a 7-month-old,
A 4-year-old and a 5-year-old.
okay. So when you look at them, do you actually, I mean, sometimes you can intuitively see what they'll probably do as they grow up. Do you see that in them?
Yes, I do. So, okay, so the funny thing is, my husband is a scientist and I'm an artist. I have the mind of a scientist, but I'm more of an artist. So his degree is in astrophysicist. I always have to say the right word. Yes, and so my oldest, he kind of looks like me, but he has his dad's personality. And the middle child looks like him, but he has my personality. So we have the introverted extrovert extreme, and then we have the unknown, which is the little baby. We don't know exactly where she's at yet. But the first one, he's definitely gravitated towards knowledge. He says he wants to be he wants to know everything about space, but not go to space. So I'm like, maybe an astrophysicist. He loves science. Anything that has to be science, knowledge about space. Mommy, did you know that the 5th or 8th island of Hawaii is about to rise up in 1,000 something amount of years? I'm like, no, I did not know that. Like a lot of things are actually true. Like he does know that stuff. And he has a lot of interest, really young age, even before my husband and I like knew what we wanted to do. He also learned to read by himself at 4, and he beat me. I did 5, and my husband at 6, so that was cool. The middle child, he was born one day around like both are COVID babies. There was a grant of $1,000 if a parent had a baby by 2000. What was it? It was 2020. Anyways, he was born one day before, so we didn't get it. And so we told my husband, I guess he's gonna be the technical school kid. And so we laughed because I'm like, well, I guess the little scientist is gonna get the whole money, and then the middle child is probably gonna do something else. The thing is that he really likes construction work, and he says he wants to be a construction worker. And I'm like, most likely he's gonna move out and be independent. So he seems interested in school, but he's more of hands-on in the woods kind of guy. And then the little girl, we don't know yet. Again, she seems to be maybe in the middle, but we'll see.
She might be like, the total little girly artist.
Yeah, it's so weird though because I'm the oldest and all the rest are brothers, and so she's the youngest, and so it's like so opposite. It just feels weird. I'm like, are you supposed to be in the kitchen? She is, but not to cook.
No, I'm not a kitchen girl, so there you go. You're probably not either, correct?
No, I mean I'm good at cooking, but I cook only socially if I have to. But if I do it for myself, I'll starve because that's how I do it. I mean, I forget to eat. That's a bad part.
I'm a crock pot girl. I put stuff in the crock pot and then just, oh my God, it's the best thing.
Yeah. The only thing I can do is rice. The rest I have to do by hand. Because if I don't do it by hand, I don't have control of what I'm doing. It's weird. Maybe that's the way I was raised. But my mom, she's an oven girl, and I am a stove girl.
I love rice cookers. I mean, I couldn't live without them. Put them on, done.
Yep.
All right. I know you have a special gift for our audience for them to keep in touch with you. What is the best way for them to get that from you?
Yeah, so I mean, this is more for my photographers. So on www.liliacreativity.com is my website. Under the area or the section that says freebies, you can download. Let me see. There's some little stuff that you can do, like when you do Photoshop or presets, that can basically help you speed up your editing process. So you can find there, and you can always welcome to email me, and I have more things to share as well, just because of the limited space I have there. And then of course, I'm also open to collaborate or contact with any producer or director or executive, which I am looking actually for an executive producer for my feature film called Starlight and You. And I am definitely also trying to look for a lead male for this role. It's going to be like a Hallmark Lifetime sort of movie, very chick flick, but with a lot of passion, faith-based drama.
Oh, I'd love it.
Yeah.
Keep you posted. I'm excited about it.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Angel Flight to debut. We'll be there.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Give us a mic drop moment, something that we didn't talk about yet that you'd just love to share with everybody.
Yeah. Well, it kind of goes along with what I said earlier, but I didn't mention it, so I'll mention it now. I'm actually, let's see, around my birthday, April Fool's Day, which is the greatest thing. I was supposed to be Isaac. My mom thought I was going to be a boy, so that's a funny thing. All my clothes were boy, so I'm like the most girly girl, but at the same time, my mom had no idea what to name me, so she named me after herself. So I'm Lilia the second. So I guess that's a funny little thing. But I guess what I was going to say is I will be producing along with another videographer / photographer, 2 commercials, one for himself and one for me, and it's going to be a commercial going back in time. So I'll be taking a picture of a couple in the 1800s, so they're just like, they're not speaking at all, so they're just staring, and then we have a family in the 1950s, and then a mom who was pregnant in the 1960s with a hippie baby, and like, cheer up, hippie, some fun stuff that I'm going to say, and I'm going to be dressed like in the 1940s, and then there's going to be a person or a being from not this planet, and so the catchline is, no matter what timeline, or no matter what era or timeline you're in, Lilia Creativity is just one click away. And it's just gonna be really fun. A humorous sort of commercial with some, fun theme. So that's something I'll be doing. It'll be fun. Just wanted to share that.
I love that timeline that you talked about. I mean, it's a very unique perspective because, I mean, you have that 1950s look. You actually, you have the 1800 look too. And you could like just do that back in time.
Yeah, and that helps a lot with casting for me when they cast me. I can play any era or ethnic group really, except for the Nordic. Although could, but that's hard to pull. But yeah, thank you.
Yeah, you really could. I love that one. All right, thank you so much, Lillian, for being here. Oh, you're amazing. I love everything you've had to give to our audience today.
Thank you so much for having me. This was so fun.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Give us 1 minute.
Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Female Entrepreneurs Magazine. I hope you found inspiration, actionable tips, and a sense of connection with our incredible community of driven women. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, leave a review, and share the episode with fellow entrepreneurs who are ready to elevate their game. Remember, your success is just the beginning, and we're here to support you in every step of the way. Until next time, keep shining, keep thriving, and remember, you have the power to create the business and life of your dreams. Stay inspired, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.